Welcome, chosen ones, to this transformative journey. If you've ever felt like you're waiting for something bigger to happen in your life, then you're exactly where you need to be. In today's video, we're diving deep into divine timing, spiritual breakthroughs, and the incredible transformation that awaits you. The universe has aligned this moment for you right now, and everything you've been praying for is closer than you think. So, if you're ready to step into your divine purpose, to unlock the mysteries of your true potential, then make sure you stay with us through the entire video. It's not by accident that you're here. God's plan for your life is unfolding now, and you're about to witness miracles. Chosen one, this moment is no accident. I want you to hear this loud and clear. This is divine intervention. Heaven has paused everything around you to speak directly into your life. You may not have realized it before, but right now, you're standing on the threshold of something sacred. This message finds you in a place of readiness. You've been faithful, enduring through seasons that seemed endless, struggling through battles that no one saw, carrying burdens in silence, and standing firm in obedience. Heaven has seen every tear, every prayer, every quiet act of surrender you've made, and it has been recorded. The angels have watched as you navigated the unseen spaces, those moments of integrity and quiet courage when no one was around to applaud your efforts. Heaven was always present in those moments. Your obedience didn't go unnoticed, and now, it is time for the unseen to become visible. This moment is the activation of something incredibly sacred. You are receiving a spiritual inheritance, a divine transfer of authority and favor. One that is granted not by effort, but by divine selection. You didn't earn it by your strength, nor did you compete for it. You were chosen for it. This inheritance is not material wealth, it's spiritual authority. It's the favor of God that now rests upon you. It is the ownership of a realm where your obedience and faith align with heaven's will. This is not something you will acquire through striving. It has already been given to you by God, freely, and it is now your responsibility to walk in it. You might be wondering, what does this inheritance look like? How do you experience it? It isn't a physical address you can find on a map, or a piece of land you can claim. No, this inheritance is more powerful than anything tangible. It is a spiritual dwelling, a home built by divine hands. This is where you belong, not just in a physical sense, but in a deeply spiritual, eternal one. You are not spiritually homeless anymore. You are no longer wandering through life uncertain of your place in the world. You now have a dwelling, a home crafted by God's design, and it is waiting for you to fully step into it. Imagine for a moment, everything you have been through, the struggles, the waiting, the feeling of being unseen was not for nothing. It was all part of the divine design that has been preparing you for this very moment. This home, this inheritance, was always yours. It was crafted before time began, and every experience you've had, every obstacle you've faced, has been preparing you to live in it. The moment your spirit was awakened to this truth, everything began to shift. You might not see the physical building just yet, but trust me when I say the foundation has already been laid. It is built on the faith that you've carried, the obedience you've chosen in the quiet moments. The walls are formed by your surrender, your yes to God's will, and the roof is covered with mercy that has shielded you from the storms of life. And here's the most incredible part. The moment you realize what has been given to you, this inheritance angels begin to move on your behalf. They've been assigned to clear your path, to remove the spiritual debris that has hindered your progress, and to open the doors that have been locked. You have been seen. Your obedience has triggered a spiritual chain reaction that is now unfolding in real time. Heaven is confirming this season for you with the words from Matthew 7:7. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. The doors are now opening, not by your own force, but by the power of your obedience. Your yes has activated heaven to respond to your need, to your desire for clarity, and to your hunger for divine purpose. What you've been praying for is now becoming manifest, not because of human effort, but because of spiritual alignment. The doors are being opened wide, and you are stepping into a new season of favor and divine provision. In this season, God's promises are aligning with your faithfulness. The spiritual inheritance that was once hidden is now being revealed, and the path before you is becoming clear. No longer will you wander aimlessly or wonder if you are seen or known. Heaven has marked you as its own, and the inheritance is yours to walk in, claim, and steward. This is not just a shift in the natural realm, it's a spiritual elevation. You are being elevated to walk with authority, to live in purpose, and to carry the favor of God with every step. So, take a moment to breathe this truth in. You are not who you once were. You are no longer struggling to find your place. Heaven has already secured it for you. The path ahead is being cleared, the doors are being opened, and the angels are moving on your behalf. Your obedience has activated this shift, and now you are stepping into the fullness of what was always meant for you. You are walking in divine inheritance, and the doors of destiny are wide open, ready for you to step through them with confidence and authority. As you continue to walk in the reality of your spiritual inheritance, something within you begins to stir with fresh purpose. There's an undeniable sense that everything you've experienced, every choice you've made, has been leading you to this moment. The inheritance you have received is not just a gift, it is a calling, a responsibility, and a divine opportunity to step fully into the purpose God has been preparing for you. Heaven's design is not just for you to sit back and enjoy what has been given. No, this inheritance is meant to be stewarded, to be walked in, and to be shared with others. It's a spiritual territory, not bound by time or space, but one that expands with each step you take in obedience and faith. The angel by your side continues to guide you, helping you realize that what you've been given is not only for your benefit but for the impact it will have on those around you. You begin to feel the weight of your divine calling more clearly now. The mantle that rests upon you is not heavy with burden but filled with divine authority and spiritual empowerment. You sense it in your decisions, in your relationships, and in your ability to influence the atmosphere around you. You are marked by heaven, not for the purpose of self-glorification, but for the benefit of the kingdom of God. Your obedience has opened the doors for heaven to move on your behalf, and now it's time for you to move with that momentum, in alignment with your true calling. As the messenger angel reveals, this inheritance is not simply a passive blessing, it is a living inheritance that carries with it divine responsibilities. You are being elevated to a higher place, one that requires you to act, to speak, and to step forward in courage and boldness. This is a time of spiritual activation, where the favor and authority that have been given to you must be used to make an impact, to influence, and to lead others toward the truth and the freedom you have found. You begin to recognize the opportunities around you more clearly. Your spiritual eyes are opening wider, revealing paths that once seemed obscure or hidden. You start to understand that the doors that have opened in your life are not accidents. They are the result of your faithfulness, your obedience, and your trust in God's timing. Your inheritance has positioned you to take full advantage of these opportunities and to step into a new season of divine fulfillment. The angel continues to guide your steps, illuminating the path ahead. You can sense that the divine flow you've entered is not just for personal growth, but for a wider influence. You are being positioned to be a vessel of blessing, to carry the light of truth, wisdom, and hope to those who need it most. Heaven's orchestration is working in your life, and as you align more with the spiritual inheritance that has been entrusted to you, you realize that your influence is expanding. You are no longer a passive participant in life. You are an active participant in the divine plan. In this moment, the angel allows you to see the broader picture. The influence you carry is multidimensional. Your spiritual inheritance touches not only your personal life but also your family, your community, your work, and even the generations that follow. The decisions you make today will ripple through time, impacting those who come after you. Heaven has placed you in a position of great authority and responsibility. And now, as you walk in alignment with your calling, you will begin to see the far-reaching effects of your obedience. Your light is meant to shine and guide others out of darkness, to show them the way to spiritual freedom, healing, and restoration. But with this understanding comes a call to action. This inheritance is not something to be hoarded or hidden. It is to be shared, to be used for the glory of God. The kingdom of heaven is about expansion, and as you walk in the fullness of your calling, you are called to bring others along with you. The angel speaks gently to your spirit, reminding you that everything you have been given, everything you have received, has a greater purpose than just your personal growth. It is to expand the kingdom, to influence others, and to lead them into their own inheritance. As you continue to feel the activation of your spiritual inheritance, you realize that you are not walking this journey alone. Heaven is behind you, angels are guarding your steps, and God's divine favor rests upon you. You have been chosen for this moment, for this time, and for this divine purpose. Your obedience, your endurance, and your quiet faithfulness have positioned you for this season of breakthrough, elevation, and influence. The angel shows you that your inheritance is not just something to enjoy in isolation. It is meant to flow through you. The blessings, the wisdom, the authority, and the favor that you've received are not for your own glory, but to be used for the kingdom of God. The more you walk in alignment with your inheritance, the more you will see the power of God moving through your life, touching others, and advancing His purposes on earth. You feel a deeper sense of purpose rising within you. Your life is no longer about waiting for things to happen or striving to find your place. You are now walking in your divine calling, aligned with heaven's will and positioned to impact the world around you. Your inheritance is alive within you, and as you walk forward, you are stepping into a season of divine fulfillment and spiritual authority. As you take these next steps, you can sense the ground beneath you, solidifying. The path ahead is no longer uncertain. You are walking in your spiritual authority, ready to fulfill the calling that has been on your life from the beginning. Heaven has prepared this moment for you, and now you are stepping into your inheritance, ready to embrace all that God has in store for you. Your obedience has brought you to this point, and it will continue to guide your path as you move forward into divine favor, blessing, and purpose. As you move deeper into this season of divine inheritance, one thing becomes increasingly clear. Obedience is the key that opens the gate to your divine purpose. Your obedience, even in the quietest moments, those times when you chose to trust God in ways that no one saw, has unlocked a pathway that you are now walking. The surrender you made, the sacrifices you endured in silence, and the quiet faithfulness you exhibited have set you on a path where divine alignment is now unfolding in your life. Heaven is working in tandem with your obedience, and the results are beginning to manifest. It's easy to think that obedience is just a passive act, something we do out of duty. But in reality, obedience is an act of surrender. It's a declaration that we are no longer trying to control every aspect of our lives, but that we are choosing to trust in God's perfect timing and plan. The moments when you said yes to God, even when you didn't have all the answers, have brought you to this moment. You may not have understood the full scope of what your obedience would produce, but now, looking back, you can see how each small act of faith and trust has led you to a place of greater alignment with heaven's will for your life. When you think about the path you've walked, you realize that every step of obedience has been a step closer to your divine inheritance. Even the moments of struggle, confusion, and waiting, those were part of the preparation. You see now that your surrender to God's will was never about just waiting passively for something to happen. It was an active choice to align yourself with a higher purpose, a purpose that transcends your immediate understanding but always aligns with God's perfect plan. Your obedience was never about getting what you wanted. It was about getting in sync with God's will for your life. The angel stands by you, confirming that everything has been leading to this divine alignment. The paths that once seemed uncertain now seem clear. The relationships that once caused friction now feel easy. Decisions that once carried doubt now bring clarity. Heaven's orchestration is at work, moving everything around you into the right place at the right time. And it's not just external. This alignment is happening within you too. Your heart, your mind, and your spirit are beginning to resonate with heaven's frequency, guiding your every move. One of the most important lessons in this journey is understanding that alignment and surrender go hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other. To align with God's plan for your life, you must first surrender your own desires and plans. This surrender isn't a sign of weakness. It's an act of great spiritual strength. When you choose to surrender, you're saying to God, "I trust you more than I trust my own understanding. I will follow your lead, even when I don't know where you're taking me." This kind of trust is powerful. It opens the door to divine possibilities that you could never have imagined. As you reflect on your life, you begin to realize that obedience is not about perfection. It's about trust. You don't have to have everything figured out, and you don't have to have all the answers before you take that first step. What matters is that you trust God enough to step forward anyway. Your yes, your willingness to trust, has already activated heaven's response. And now that you are walking in alignment with God's will, doors that once seemed closed to you are opening wide. This season of alignment is not just about finding your place in the world, it's about finding your place in God's plan. You begin to realize that everything you've experienced, every season of trial, every moment of waiting, was part of a greater process of divine alignment. The struggles you faced were not there to break you, but to refine you. Each challenge, each setback, was a piece of the puzzle, guiding you toward the divine purpose for your life. Now, as you stand in the fullness of your inheritance, you see that everything was leading to this moment. Surrendering to God's will means that you are no longer trying to manipulate outcomes or force things to happen. You've learned to trust His timing. You've learned that, while you might not always see the full picture, you know that God is working behind the scenes to bring everything into place. Your surrender has opened the door for God's perfect timing to unfold in your life. And now, as you step into this new season, you begin to see how heaven has been moving in the background, preparing the way, clearing obstacles, and guiding you toward the breakthrough that's ahead. You are no longer bound by fear or doubt. The weight that once held you back is lifting, and you are beginning to move in divine flow. This flow is not just a passive state of being, it's an active participation in the kingdom of God. Your surrender has allowed you to step into a space where God's will is unfolding in real time, and you are moving with the divine rhythm of heaven. You sense that you are walking in alignment with something greater than yourself, something eternal, something powerful, and something filled with purpose. As you continue on this journey of alignment, you realize that you are no longer alone in your walk. Heaven is actively guiding you, angels are clearing your path, and God's favor is upon you. Your obedience has activated heaven's response, and now everything is being set in motion. Relationships are aligning. Opportunities are opening. Resources are flowing. You are walking in divine favor, and you can feel the momentum building. This is the result of your obedience. This is the reward of your faithfulness. In this moment, you are fully aligned with your divine purpose. You are no longer waiting for something to happen. You are actively walking in your destiny. Every step you take is guided, protected, and empowered by heaven. The angel affirms this truth, reminding you that you are no longer searching for your place, you have found it. You are walking in alignment with God's will, and heaven is moving with you every step of the way. You know that your obedience has led you to this place. You've surrendered, you've trusted, and now the path is clear. You are stepping into your divine inheritance with clarity, purpose, and authority. Your life is aligned with heaven, and the possibilities ahead are limitless. Heaven has already begun to move on your behalf, and you are ready to walk in the fullness of your calling. As the journey of alignment continues, you begin to see the profound impact that your obedience and surrender have had on the spiritual realm. It's not just that things are starting to shift around you. You begin to feel the spiritual atmosphere respond to the decisions you've made. The weight of your obedience to God is tangible now, and with it comes the sense of divine favor, momentum, and clarity. You are walking in a rhythm, a divine flow that is synchronizing with heaven's perfect timing. Each step feels intentional, each move guided by something far greater than yourself. The messenger angel, whose presence you now feel even more closely, guides your spirit toward an awareness that your alignment is producing more than just external blessings. It is producing a deeper internal transformation. The more you walk in surrender, the more your heart is attuned to God's will. You start to sense that your obedience isn't merely about obeying instructions, it's about aligning your entire being with God's will. Your body, mind, and spirit are coming into a state of harmony, where each action, each decision, and each thought is in alignment with what God has called you to do. You begin to realize that obedience is the act of trust. Every time you choose God's plan over your own, every time you trust His timing, you are declaring that you believe He knows what's best for you. It's not always easy. The world teaches us to take control, to seize opportunities, and to fight for our place in life. But God calls us to trust Him, to surrender our own timing and efforts, and to allow His will to take precedence. In this surrender, you realize that you are not losing control, but gaining the peace and alignment that come with knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be. Your path becomes clearer with each step. You can feel it, there is a clarity that wasn't there before. Decisions that once seemed complicated are now intuitive. You no longer feel the need to overanalyze or second-guess every choice. Instead, you trust that as long as you are aligned with God's will, the right doors will open, the right people will come into your life, and everything will fall into place as it should. This peace comes from surrender, from letting go of the fear and uncertainty that once clouded your decisions. The more you trust, the more God shows you that His plan for your life is better than anything you could have imagined. The angel then reveals something significant. The transformation that occurs through your surrender is not just internal, it begins to ripple out into every area of your life. As you walk in alignment, those around you begin to feel the effects of your faith. Your relationships begin to shift. People who once doubted you or misunderstood your intentions begin to see your purpose more clearly. Your calm, your confidence, and your peace begin to influence those around you. They feel the stability that your surrender has created, and it begins to impact their own lives. Your spiritual alignment creates an environment where others can experience clarity, peace, and divine favor as well. This isn't just a personal transformation, it is a ripple effect. Your obedience to God is not only positioning you for greater blessings but also helping those around you experience the same favor, clarity, and divine realignment. The more you walk in divine alignment, the more you will see the people in your life also begin to shift, move in the right direction, and experience breakthroughs of their own. Your surrender to God's will has a lasting impact that goes far beyond just you. The angel further reveals that the doors that were once closed are now opening, and they are opening because of your obedience. You may have wondered in past seasons why certain doors didn't open, why opportunities didn't align with your desires, or why the timing seemed off. But heaven was preparing you. It wasn't a rejection, it was a time of preparation. A season where God was aligning your heart, your spirit, and your actions with what He has planned for you. And now, because of your surrender, those doors are finally opening. You are walking into opportunities, connections, and blessings that were divinely designed for you all along. But there's one key element in this season that you must understand. This is not the end of the journey. This is the beginning of a new phase. A phase where you will need to continue to walk in alignment and surrender. It's easy to step into a season of favor and think that the hard work is done, but in reality, it's just beginning. The path ahead is still one of trust, one of listening carefully for God's guidance, and one of continuing to act in obedience as new challenges and opportunities arise. Each step of obedience continues to move you closer to your divine purpose. And each step brings you closer to the full manifestation of everything God has in store for you. The angel gently reminds you that God's purpose for you is not a destination. It is a continuous journey, one that requires ongoing alignment with His will. There will be new layers of purpose to unfold, new opportunities to navigate, and new challenges to overcome. But in all of it, you will continue to walk with the authority that comes from your surrender to God's will. The more you surrender, the more you are equipped to handle what lies ahead. Because you are not walking in your own strength, you are walking in His strength, His wisdom, and His favor. You now understand that surrender is not a one-time act, it's a lifestyle. It's a daily decision to align yourself with heaven's purpose, to trust God's timing, and to walk in faith that everything He has planned for you will come to pass. You may not have all the answers now, but that's the beauty of surrender. You don't need to know everything. You trust that God knows what's best for you, and that His plan is unfolding exactly as it should. In the moments ahead, when you face uncertainty, when doors seem slow to open, or when challenges arise, remember that you are walking in divine alignment. Every act of obedience has set the stage for breakthrough, and as long as you continue to walk in trust and surrender, you will continue to see doors open, opportunities align, and favor pour into your life. God's plan for you is unfolding, and you are moving forward with the guidance of heaven every step of the way. As you continue on this journey of divine alignment and purpose, something deeper begins to stir within you. You've surrendered, you've walked in obedience, and heaven has opened doors that once seemed unreachable. But now, the angel draws you inward to the hidden rooms of your soul. These rooms are not filled with mere memories. They are filled with pain, regret, wounds, and scars that have shaped who you are, whether you realized it or not. Now, in this season of breakthrough, God is inviting you to confront and heal these hidden wounds. It is not easy to face the parts of yourself you've buried, the memories you've locked away. But the angel assures you that this is necessary for your next level of growth. The rooms within your soul that you've avoided are not just filled with pain, they are filled with potential. They hold the keys to your healing, to your deeper purpose, and to the fullness of what God has planned for you. You see, every wound, every scar, and every piece of unhealed pain is a part of your spiritual renovation. God is not just clearing the path before you, He is clearing the path within you. Your inner transformation is as important as the external blessings that are being poured into your life. The first room you face is filled with old regrets, the what-ifs, and the if-onlys that have held you in bondage for so long. You may have blamed yourself for mistakes made in the past, or wished you had made different choices. These regrets have often led to self-doubt and insecurity. But the angel reveals that God does not hold your past against you. The weight of these regrets is not meant to define you, it's meant to refine you. You are not the mistakes you made. You are not defined by your past actions. You are defined by the grace and forgiveness that heaven offers you. And it is in this space of divine mercy that healing begins. You step into this first room and feel the weight of the regrets lift. It's not about erasing the past, it's about understanding that the past no longer holds power over you. Each lesson, each experience, has shaped you into the person you are today. The angel whispers that the freedom you seek lies in the acceptance of God's forgiveness and the release of your own self-condemnation. You do not need to carry the guilt of yesterday any longer. This room is a place of release, a place where you can leave the burden of regret behind and step into the freedom that God has waiting for you. Next, the angel leads you into a deeper room, one filled with hidden wounds from past relationships. These wounds are not just scars from past hurt, they are patterns that have shaped how you view love, trust, and connection. You may have been betrayed, abandoned, or rejected, and these experiences have left their mark on your soul. The pain from these past wounds often manifests in fear of intimacy or fear of being hurt again. But the angel assures you that healing is possible. You are not bound by what others have done to you. The love of God is perfect and restorative, and it can heal every wound, no matter how deep. In this room, you are invited to confront the pain of betrayal and abandonment. You are invited to release the bitterness, the anger, and the sadness that have held you captive. This does not mean forgetting the pain. It means choosing to forgive and choosing to release the power that these wounds have over your heart. The angel guides you through the process of forgiveness, teaching you that forgiveness is not about excusing the actions of others, but about freeing yourself from the chains that bind you. The wounds from the past do not define you, they are simply a part of the journey that has brought you to this place of healing. As you move through the rooms, you notice something remarkable. With each act of forgiveness, each moment of healing, you begin to feel lighter. The emotional weight that once dragged you down is being lifted. Each scar, once a painful reminder, becomes a testimony of endurance. You begin to see that every wound was not meant to destroy you, but to refine you. Your scars are not marks of defeat, they are marks of strength, resilience, and divine protection. The angel affirms this truth, reminding you that you are being transformed from the inside out. And each room you confront brings you closer to the person God has called you to be. The next room you enter is a place of fear, the fear of failure, the fear of not being enough, the fear of stepping into your purpose and not being able to handle it. These fears have often paralyzed you, keeping you stuck in comfort zones and preventing you from fully stepping into your calling. But as you step into this room, you feel a shift. The angel guides you to recognize that fear is a lie, and it has no place in your destiny. Fear has no power over you unless you give it permission. It is only through facing your fear that you can break free from its grip. The angel reminds you that God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1-7. You have the power to overcome every fear that has held you back. As you confront the fear within, you begin to feel a newfound sense of courage rise within you. You recognize that the only way forward is through the fear, and as you choose to face it head-on, you begin to feel a surge of empowerment. You are no longer bound by fear. You are stepping into your divine inheritance with boldness, trusting that God has already equipped you for the journey ahead. The final room you encounter is filled with unhealed pain, the kind of pain that lingers in your soul, the kind that you've learned to hide from others, and sometimes even from yourself. It's the pain that you've carried in silence, thinking you were strong enough to endure it alone. But the angel reveals that you were never meant to carry this burden by yourself. Healing comes when you allow God's love to fill the deepest parts of your soul, where you have kept the most hidden pain. You are invited to bring your wounds into the light, to allow God to touch every part of you that needs healing. This room is not a place of condemnation, it is a place of restoration, where the love of God washes over every wound, bringing comfort, peace, and healing. As you move through these rooms, you begin to sense a deep transformation happening within you. The forgiveness, the healing, and the release of fear and regret have cleared the spiritual path before you. You feel lighter, freer, and more aligned with your divine purpose. You are no longer burdened by the wounds of your past. You are stepping into your inheritance, and heaven is guiding your every move. As you stand in the aftermath of the transformation, the weight of the healing process begins to settle deeply within your spirit. You feel lighter, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. The hidden wounds that once defined parts of you, fear, shame, regret, are no longer controlling your thoughts or actions. As you confront the parts of yourself you've avoided, you realize just how much God's love and grace have been at work, restoring the places you thought were irreparably broken. The angel, standing beside you, affirms this process, helping you to understand that healing is a journey, not a destination. The rooms of your soul that you've faced are not just areas of brokenness, they are places of deep spiritual growth and renewal. Each room you entered and healed was a divine invitation to rise higher in your calling, to step fully into your inheritance, and to shed the chains of past pain. The work that God is doing in you is not just for your benefit, it's for the benefit of everyone you will touch with your life. You feel the angel's presence guiding you into the next phase, a deeper inner purification that will strengthen your character and deepen your spiritual identity. You have walked through the rooms of pain, regret, and fear, but now, you begin to sense something even more powerful stirring within you. The transformation within your soul is not just about healing old wounds, it is about becoming the person God has destined you to be, the person who can carry the weight of divine purpose and walk in authority. There's a quiet strength that you begin to notice growing inside of you. The deep healing you have experienced creates a foundation that allows you to face life's challenges with a renewed sense of confidence. The struggles you once viewed as setbacks are now opportunities for growth. You no longer view hardship as something to be feared or avoided. Instead, you understand that it is through trials that you are refined, strengthened, and made ready for the purpose that heaven has set before you. The angel speaks softly, reassuring you that this process of healing is not about perfection, it is about progress. The perfection of God's love is at work within you, and that love allows you to grow through your challenges, to learn from your pain, and to be a living testimony of the power of forgiveness and grace. This divine work is unfolding inside of you, and it is visible to heaven. Every act of healing, every moment of forgiveness, every choice to walk forward in faith, is bringing you closer to becoming the vessel of influence and authority God has called you to be. In this season of restoration, there is a deep sense of peace that begins to wash over your soul. You feel whole, not because your life is perfect, but because you've allowed God to touch the parts of you that were once broken. And as He heals those places, He fills them with a greater understanding of His love. This peace is not about the absence of conflict, it is the peace that comes from knowing that, no matter what you face, you are deeply anchored in the love and will of God. It is a peace that transcends circumstances, a peace that allows you to move forward confidently, even when you don't have all the answers. You begin to recognize that healing is ongoing, that it doesn't happen overnight, but that it is a continuous process of growth and restoration. You are not bound by your past any longer. You are shaped by the grace that has brought you through it. The healing doesn't erase the past. Instead, it gives you the ability to see your experiences through the lens of divine purpose. The struggles you faced have prepared you for the life you are stepping into now, and they will continue to shape you as you walk forward in faith. The angel now takes you to the final room, the room where the fullness of your divine purpose is revealed. Here, you are invited to see your life as God sees it, to understand the significance of every wound and every victory, and to realize that everything you've endured has been preparing you to carry the mantle of divine authority. You are not the same person you were before. You have been transformed through each moment of surrender, each act of obedience, each healing step forward. The angel assures you that, through this divine process, you have become stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with the calling God has placed on your life. You begin to sense a deep connection between your past and your future. The lessons learned in the hidden rooms of your soul now fuel your strength and resilience. You are equipped to face any challenge, not because you are self-sufficient, but because you have walked through the fire with God and emerged stronger. Every act of healing, every step of forgiveness, and every moment of surrender has prepared you to carry the weight of spiritual authority. You are now walking in divine alignment. You are stepping into the fullness of who God has created you to be. The journey you've been on, one of surrender, healing, and transformation, has prepared you to carry the mantle of spiritual authority and influence. You are no longer defined by your past. You are defined by the love and grace of God that has shaped you for such a time as this. You've walked through the trials, the moments of surrender, the process of healing, and now, with each step, you can feel the ground beneath you becoming firm. You are no longer walking in the same spiritual landscape that once held you in confusion or delay. The angel beside you affirms that this is not just a personal change, but a spiritual elevation that has been set into motion by your obedience and faith. The first thing you begin to notice is how old cycles are breaking. Patterns in your life that have been passed down through generations, fear, lack, relational dysfunction, emotional wounds are losing their grip on you. The angel reveals to you that you were chosen to break these cycles. The faithfulness you've displayed in the midst of hardship has empowered you to dismantle the strongholds that have held your family line in bondage for years. You are walking in the freedom that your obedience has secured, and as you do, you create space for future generations to live without the same spiritual baggage. You begin to perceive the spiritual ground beneath you shifting. It's as though you're standing on new terrain, one that is stable, solid, and free from the resistance you once experienced. You've broken free from the limitations of past cycles, and the path before you is now clear. Every step feels grounded, every decision feels aligned, and you begin to realize that the struggle you once endured was not in vain. It was all part of God's plan to prepare you for the spiritual authority you now carry. The angel reveals that this new terrain is one of freedom and momentum. The heaviness of past struggles, the spiritual weight of unresolved issues, and the obstacles that once slowed your progress are no longer present. This is not just a breakthrough, it's a permanent shift. The ground you stand on is clear. The distractions that once clouded your view of God's plan for your life are now removed. You can feel the flow of spiritual energy moving through you, with a new sense of ease and power. As you continue to walk through this spiritual terrain, you begin to notice new opportunities arising. Doors that once remained closed to you now open with ease. The paths that once seemed blocked now appear wide and clear. The angel guides you, revealing that these doors opening are not just coincidental, they are divine intersections of timing and alignment. The season of waiting, the season of spiritual struggle, has prepared you for this moment. Destiny doors are opening, and you are stepping through them with confidence, clarity, and divine favor. You start to realize that these doors are not just about opportunity, they are about divine purpose. The doors that are opening before you are not random, they are perfectly aligned with your calling. God is not just opening doors for prosperity, success, or comfort. He is opening them for kingdom work. You are being positioned to step into roles of influence, leadership, and service that will align with your divine destiny. Your obedience, the way you walked through previous struggles with faith, has brought you to this point of alignment where heaven is positioning you to fulfill your higher calling. With this new sense of alignment comes a heightened awareness of your purpose. You begin to see how everything you've walked through has been preparation for what lies ahead. The struggles, the challenges, and the seasons of waiting were not obstacles to your progress, they were training for your purpose. You have been equipped with the wisdom, strength, and discernment to walk through these open doors with clarity and effectiveness. The angel assures you that the momentum you feel is not fleeting, it's the natural result of your spiritual elevation. This is the flow of divine timing, and it's guiding you exactly where you need to go. You notice that your decisions, once weighed down with confusion, are now made with ease. Relationships that once caused tension now feel aligned with your purpose. Opportunities that once seemed distant now feel imminent. You are no longer waiting for things to change, you are actively walking into the changes that God has already set into motion. The path before you is smooth, and the angel continues to assure you that every step is divinely orchestrated. This elevation is not just spiritual, it is practical. You begin to see real-world changes. Financial breakthroughs begin to manifest. Not by striving, but by divine favor. Relationships that were once strained are now healed, aligned, and supportive. Opportunities that once seemed far out of reach are now moving toward you with ease. You feel the acceleration of God's favor in every area of your life. It's as if the barriers that once hindered your progress have been removed, and now you're walking in divine flow, a place where things fall into place without effort, where opportunities align without manipulation, and where success feels like a natural extension of your obedience. The angel reveals that this flow of divine favor and momentum is directly tied to your spiritual elevation. As you've grown in obedience, as you've broken free from old cycles, and as you've surrendered fully to God's will, heaven has activated the flow of blessing in your life. This flow is not just for you, it is meant to be shared with others. Your success, your elevation, your favor, and your opportunities are all part of a divine plan to impact those around you. The angel emphasizes that this elevation is a sign of spiritual maturity. You are no longer operating from a place of uncertainty or fear. You are walking in divine authority. Your steps are guided with clarity, your decisions are empowered by wisdom, and your influence is shaped by divine purpose. You feel the weight of responsibility that comes with this authority, but it is not a heavy burden, it is a mantle of divine empowerment. You are now walking in the fullness of your calling, and with each step, you are stepping into a new dimension of spiritual influence and authority. As the angel leads you forward, you recognize that this is not just a season of breakthrough, it is a season of expansion. The doors opening before you are not just for personal benefit, they are for the expansion of God's kingdom. You are not just stepping into opportunities for your own advancement, but for the advancement of divine purpose. The angel's presence affirms this truth as you begin to see your influence grow and your impact expand. The more you align with your divine purpose, the more your life will overflow with blessings that you are meant to share with others. Your life is no longer marked by resistance, delay, or confusion. Instead, every step forward is empowered by divine momentum. The struggles that once hindered your progress now serve as reminders of your resilience and the breakthroughs you've already achieved. You begin to recognize that this elevation is not just a spiritual shift, it's a shift in the very atmosphere of your life. The doors that once seemed closed to you are now opening effortlessly. You realize that what you once struggled to attain is now being handed to you by the grace of God. What you once had to work hard for is now flowing toward you naturally. This is not because of your effort, but because of heaven's alignment with your purpose. You are stepping into a new season where everything you need is falling into place. Resources, relationships, and opportunities are aligning in perfect harmony with the divine plan that has been unfolding in your life. You feel the shift in your environment. Relationships that once felt tense or uncertain now become supportive and aligned with your purpose. You begin to recognize that people who have been placed in your life are not accidental. They are divine connections designed to help you fulfill your calling. The angel reveals that heaven is orchestrating these relationships to further your purpose and to create space for the divine blessings that are unfolding. Your career, your finances, and your personal endeavors are now beginning to reflect the alignment between your spirit and your divine purpose. Destiny doors are opening. Doors that have resisted you in the past are now opening wide. And you are walking through them with confidence. The angel shows you that divine favor is upon you, and as a result, you are seeing breakthroughs in areas that once seemed blocked or stagnant. But this new season is not just about external blessings, it is about internal transformation. As you break through past cycles of fear, limitation, and scarcity, you feel an internal shift that aligns with the opportunities unfolding around you. The ground beneath your feet feels more stable, more secure, and more aligned with heaven's purposes for your life. You feel a new sense of strength and clarity in every decision you make. The angel assures you that this is your season of expansion, and every step you take is contributing to the greater purpose God has for your life. The cycles of struggle and resistance that once held you back are now broken. The angel shows you how the power of your obedience has dismantled these cycles, creating space for you to walk into new terrain territory that was once unknown but now feels like home. You feel a deep sense of belonging in this new spiritual ground. It is a place of growth, freedom, and expansion, and you are stepping into it with boldness. There is no longer any resistance to your progress. What once felt like uphill battles now feels like a clear, open path. You are walking with confidence, knowing that heaven has cleared the way. The angel reminds you that this new terrain is not just a geographical or physical shift. It is a spiritual shift, one that enables you to operate in new levels of authority, wisdom, and purpose. The more you walk in alignment with your calling, the more you begin to see the influence of your life grow. Your presence now carries weight, and your decisions affect the world around you. Your words are empowered by divine authority, and your actions are guided by spiritual clarity. With this elevation comes a new responsibility. to steward the blessings and opportunities that are now flowing into your life. The angel reveals that your purpose is not just about receiving, it's about giving. As you step into this new terrain, you are called to carry the light of God into spaces that are dark, to share your wisdom and experience with others, and to serve as a vessel for divine influence. The more you align with God's plan for your life, the more you will see your influence expand. Your success is not just for you, it is for the kingdom of God. You begin to understand that the new terrain you are walking in is not just for personal growth, it is for divine purpose. Your life is being positioned to make a lasting impact. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach are now manifesting, and you are walking through them with boldness and grace. The angel shows you that heaven is opening doors for you that no one can shut. This is the season of breakthrough, and it is time for you to step fully into your destiny. As you walk through these open doors, you begin to notice a deeper sense of peace within yourself. The weight of past struggles and resistance has been lifted, and you are moving forward in divine alignment. You feel the favor of God surrounding you, guiding your steps, and confirming each choice you make. The angel assures you that this peace is a sign of the divine protection and favor that is resting upon your life. You are no longer carrying the weight of past burdens. You are stepping into a season of grace, favor, and divine acceleration. The acceleration you are experiencing is not just a spiritual shift, it is a practical one as well. The angel reveals that, as you continue to walk in alignment with God's will, the flow of blessings in your life will only increase. What once felt difficult is now unfolding naturally, and you are beginning to see the fruit of your obedience in real, tangible ways. You are walking in the manifestation of the divine promises God has spoken over your life, and these blessings will continue to increase as you remain faithful and aligned. In this new season of elevation, you also begin to recognize that the terrain you walk on is not just for your benefit, it is for the benefit of those around you. The more you align with God's will and walk in divine purpose, the more others will be impacted by your life. Your light will shine brightly, guiding others out of darkness and into their own divine inheritance. The angel assures you that the influence of your life will extend far beyond your immediate surroundings. You are being positioned not just for personal breakthrough, but for global impact. The cycles that once held you back have been broken, and the spiritual terrain beneath your feet is clear and aligned. Heaven is moving on your behalf, and you are now walking in divine favor, clarity, and momentum. The path ahead is wide open, and you are ready to step into your destiny. The ground beneath your feet feels stable, sure, as if you are walking on solid spiritual terrain that has been prepared just for you. Heaven's orchestration is evident in every step you take. The angel's presence is a gentle reminder that this moment is not just a season of transition, it is a season of empowerment, clarity, and divine authority. The time has come for you to understand the fullness of your spiritual inheritance. You have been marked by heaven. This mark is not a simple designation, nor is it a status for display. It is a divine seal that sets you apart for a purpose far greater than you may have previously realized. Your life now carries spiritual weight, the weight of responsibility, authority, and purpose. The angel reveals that your presence will have an impact far beyond what you can see right now. You are a vessel for divine power, chosen to carry the light of God into places that are dark, to lead others to their own spiritual awakening, and to fulfill the destiny for which you were born. You may have felt that your obedience, your quiet yes, was a personal act, something only for your own peace or progress. But heaven is now showing you that your obedience has created a spiritual path for others to follow. You have been marked, not just for your own benefit, but for the kingdom of God. Your life is meant to be a light to others, to influence those around you, and to create a ripple effect that extends far beyond your immediate sphere. As you recognize the power of this divine marking, you begin to understand that your steps are ordered. Every move you make is guided, protected, and empowered by heaven. Your life is now a testimony of God's grace and favor, a living example of His purpose unfolding in the world. The angel reminds you that divine guidance is no longer distant. It is now an active force that illuminates your every decision, directs your path, and shapes the opportunities that come your way. You are not wandering through life. You are walking with purpose, with the full backing of heaven's plan. This divine guidance becomes more apparent as you move through your day-to-day life. Decisions that once seemed overwhelming now feel intuitive. Opportunities that seemed to take years to manifest now arise quickly and with ease. Your spiritual authority and alignment with heavens will have opened doors that were previously closed. The angel assures you that this is not coincidence. It is the result of the divine favor that follows you now. You are walking in a season of favor, and as you align with God's timing, everything you touch will begin to align with His perfect will. As you walk forward, you begin to feel the flow of divine favor in your life. It's as though everything you do is now synchronized with the rhythm of heaven. Where you once struggled to move, now there is ease. Where you once encountered resistance, now there is momentum. This is the flow of divine alignment. You are moving in sync with God's plan, and because of that, every action, every decision, every relationship now carries purpose and power. The angel shows you how this flow is designed to propel you forward, to keep you in step with heaven's purpose for your life. But with this flow comes a new level of responsibility. The authority you carry is not for your own advancement. It is for the service of others and the fulfillment of God's kingdom. The angel reveals that this season of divine favor is a time when you must steward what has been given to you. You have been trusted with authority, with influence, and with the light of God's presence. This is not a time for selfish ambition or self-promotion. This is a time for kingdom expansion, for leading others, and for using the power you've been given to impact the world around you. Your life, now marked by divine authority, will begin to influence every space you enter. Your presence carries weight. People will begin to respond to you differently. Situations that once felt challenging or overwhelming will now shift in your favor. The angel guides you to understand that this influence is not about personal glory but about drawing others to the glory of God. You are now walking in a mantle of authority that has been prepared for you. And that mantle will not only change your life, it will change the lives of those around you. The angel's presence helps you realize that authority comes through surrender. You are not walking in authority because of your own strength, abilities, or accomplishments. You are walking in authority because you have surrendered to God's will, you have trusted His timing, and you have obeyed His leading. Your obedience has cultivated the authority you now carry. As you continue to surrender, as you continue to say yes to God's calling, you will find that your authority expands. It is a spiritual authority, not one that controls or dominates, but one that guides, leads, and inspires. This is the authority that changes hearts, opens doors, and leads people into the truth of God's love. The angel draws your attention to the crown of authority that rests upon you. This crown is not an external sign of achievement. It is a symbol of the spiritual power that comes with divine alignment. The crown represents your identity as a chosen vessel, set apart for God's purpose. As the angel reveals this, you realize that you are walking in the fullness of who you were always meant to be. You are no longer defined by your past mistakes, failures, or limitations. You are now defined by God's grace and His calling on your life. The crown you wear is a sign of His favor, and it is a reminder that you are a king or queen in His kingdom, entrusted with authority to walk in power and purpose. In this moment, you begin to sense the profound shift that is taking place within you. You are no longer just moving through life, you are moving in alignment with heaven. Your steps are no longer random or aimless. They are guided, purposeful, and empowered by divine grace. The angel affirms this truth, reminding you that you are marked, you are guided, and you are now walking in divine flow and authority. This is not just a season of receiving, it is a season of walking in the fullness of your calling, stepping into your divine inheritance, and using the authority you've been given to expand the kingdom of God. The angel standing beside you continues to offer quiet confirmation, revealing that the crown of authority you now wear is more than just a symbol. It is a living, breathing testimony of the work that God has done in you, of the ways He has shaped your heart, your spirit, and your mind. This crown isn't just placed on you, it is earned through surrender, faithfulness, and trust. Each step of obedience, each moment of surrender, and every quiet yes you have given in the past has contributed to this moment of divine elevation. The angel affirms that this is not about your strength or efforts, it's about God's grace working through you. You begin to understand that this crown represents your divine responsibility. With it comes the ability to lead, to influence, and to guide others into the light of God's truth. But this is not authority that forces or controls. It is authority that lifts, guides, and inspires. The authority you carry is a reflection of God's kingdom, and you are called to serve, not rule. You are meant to walk humbly, knowing that your strength comes from Him, and your purpose is to expand the reach of His love and grace. The angel continues to show you that the authority you carry will extend beyond your immediate sphere. Your influence is not limited to your family or your community. It reaches into every corner of your life. You will find that your words carry more weight, your actions speak louder, and your presence influences the world around you in ways you never expected. You are a vessel of divine light, and that light will shine in places where darkness once held sway. The angel confirms that you are now walking in the fullness of your purpose, the purpose for which you were created, and the destiny you were called to fulfill. You begin to perceive the true meaning of divine flow. It is not a passive experience, it is an active participation with heaven. Your steps are no longer aimless or uncertain. You are walking in synchronization with God's plan, and you can feel it in every part of your being. You notice that decisions come with ease, opportunities align naturally, and even the most challenging moments now seem to have a sense of peace and assurance that you didn't have before. This is the flow of divine guidance. The more you remain in alignment with God's will, the easier it becomes to walk through life with clarity and peace. The flow is not something you force, it is something that comes with trust and surrender. The angel helps you understand that divine flow is not just about ease. It's about the supernatural empowerment that comes from walking in God's will. It's not about living a life of comfort, but about living a life of impact. The ease you feel is the result of God moving on your behalf, clearing the path, and preparing opportunities that align with your calling. Every step you take now is supported by heaven's power, favor, and timing. You sense the shift in your inner peace as well. The turmoil, confusion, and inner conflict that once characterized your journey are being replaced with deep peace. This is not a peace that ignores the struggles of life, but a peace that transcends them. It is the assurance that God is in control, that He is working in and through you, and that every step you take is part of His divine plan. This peace is not something you manufacture. It is a gift from heaven that sustains you through every challenge. The more you step into the flow of divine purpose, the more you experience this peace, which serves as both a guide and a protector. The angel emphasizes that this is the season where your identity becomes unshakable. You have been tested, refined, and prepared for this moment, and now you walk with the full weight of divine authority. The world may try to shake you, may try to challenge your resolve, but you know who you are. You are a chosen one, marked by heaven, empowered by God, and commissioned for a purpose that will not be stopped. You are not walking in self-empowerment, you are walking in divine empowerment. Your authority comes from God, and it will never fail. With this understanding comes a deep sense of responsibility. The angel reminds you that the authority you carry is meant to be used for the greater good of God's kingdom. It's not about personal gain or self-glorification. The mantle you wear is one of service. It is about using your influence to guide others, to bring light into dark places, and to lead people to the hope and love of Christ. The angel gently reminds you that this authority is not just for your life, it is for the world around you. As you walk forward, you begin to realize the weight of your calling. You are no longer wandering aimlessly. You are walking with purpose, guided by divine direction. Every step you take is shaping your destiny, and the impact of your obedience extends far beyond your own life. The angel shows you that your life is now marked by spiritual authority and divine flow, and it is time for you to walk fully in that authority. You are stepping into a season of expansion, not just of opportunities, but of your ability to influence and lead. Your obedience has opened doors, cleared the way, and positioned you to step into your purpose with confidence and clarity. The more you walk in alignment, the more you will see doors open, relationships align, and opportunities flow effortlessly into your life. You are now fully aligned with heaven's purpose, and that alignment brings you into divine favor, peace, and acceleration. Finally, the angel affirms that you are ready to walk in divine authority, ready to steward the crown that rests upon you, ready to influence the world around you. The preparation has been made. The authority has been given. The flow of divine favor is upon you. You are walking into your destiny, and heaven's backing is with you every step of the way. Thank you so much for joining us on this divine journey today. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We want to keep spreading these life-changing insights to those who need it the most. Your support helps us reach more people, and together, we can create a wave of transformation that will ripple across the world. If you're ready to embrace the transformation that's unfolding in your life, let us know in the comments below. Remember, your breakthrough is coming, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Stay aligned, stay faith-filled, and see you in the next video.